This Ballon d'Or race makes no sense. By Revealed. Subscribe and like to Revealed. Let's figure it out, because I got no answers.
What does it take to win the Ballon d'Or? Is winning the World Cup at 19 years old enough? Or winning the Bundesliga and scoring 73 goals in 63 games? Okay, what about scoring 42 goals for the biggest club in the world and becoming the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer? Fine, maybe it's being the best player on the Champions League winning side. The answer is simple. They all have valid claims. But
Now, first thing, I did make a Lamine Yamal Ballon d'Or video, because I feel like they should give it to him. But, talking about this, there is 3 players on this list that are not going to win the prize. Kylian, Usman and Rodri can't win it. So, Kylian club season, Usman World Cup, and club season he was injured for like half a season. Rodri, Golden Ball winner. I mean, I can see why they gave it to Rodri, because they won the final and he was Spain's best player, but he wasn't the best player at the World Cup. Haaland was better, Kylian was better. Leo was the Golden Ball winner, but I don't mind it, it's okay. Now, Lamine is 18, just turned 19. Like, he played 1 or 2 games age 19, 3 at the most at this World Cup. He was 18 throughout most of it. His stats don't make sense for an 18-year-old. And he was injured for the World Cup. Harry Kane, mad. I think 73 goals. Yeah, 73 goals. His World Cup, he was next to Jude, England's best. They got to the semi-finals, scored 6 goals. Not a bad tournament.
not when it's happening at the same time. And to be honest, I don't think the Ballon d'Or is a case of the best player, it's a narrative based award. So let's look at the 5 narratives, starting with number 1, Harry Kane. Multiple power rankings from various sources have Kane as the current favourite, scoring the 2nd most ever goals in a season behind prime Messi. He won the league and the DFB Pokal, which Bayern surprisingly haven't won in 5 years, and then he led his country to a World Cup semi-final off the back of his best ever season. And yeah, he missed out on the UCL and the World Cup, but out of the 69 Ballon d'Or winners, 41 of them didn't do this as well. And we can take this one step further, 11 of them didn't win both in their entire career. And we saw Modric be rewarded for his World Cup run in 2018, albeit he didn't make the final, but they still lost. Modric did win the UCL though. Regardless, Harry Kane has club success, individual output, a deep international run. It's the closest thing to a full house this race has. Let's look at case 2, the best performer at the World Cup, maybe apart from Messi, and a really productive season with Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe. He scored the most goals in the La Liga, the most goals in the World Cup, and the most goals in the Champions League. People kind of forgot he was a world-class player, even though the numbers said so. His reputation was in the gutter, and I think that's because of off-field issues he's had with his teammates at Real Madrid, and it's an incredibly toxic fan base. Mbappe did really well with France. I think that helped his case so much. It's not like they went out in the group stages or anything. They lost in the semi-finals to the eventual winners in Spain. But we know that this is a narrative-based award. Will that be enough? To be completely honest, I think it might be. With his reputation doing a complete 180 and so many memorable performances this season, I think it's possible. Then you have the player who won the World Cup a week after turning 19, the baby goat, Lamine Yamal. Winning the World Cup sets you up to win the Ballon d'Or massively. Out of the 17 Ballon d'Or winners that won it in a World Cup year, 7 of them also won the World Cup. However, if you use France Football's revised list to include players globally prior to 1995, that number becomes 12. But what makes Yamal's claim special, because Rodri won the World Cup too and he's also a contender for the Ballon d'Or, well, Yamal is a GA monster. His overall play that impacts the game even when he isn't contributing to goals is massive. And remember, the Ballon d'Or is a narrative based award. So him being a teenager makes this all even more impressive, and that fuels his case, and he passes the eye test with flying colours. Is there a player that passes it more than Lamine Yamal? Well, maybe, and that's the next person on our list, Ousmane Dembele. His Ballon d'Or claim is perhaps the strongest example of individual brilliance combined with team success. He played a key role in PSG's historic Champions League triumph, becoming the first player in the competition.
Kvara should be here, not Ousmane. Ousmane had his 24-25 season, but not this season.
Modern era to score in every single round on the way to winning the trophy, while being named Ligue 1's Player of the Season. Dembele's case isn't just built around impressive individual numbers. He was the attacking leader of a team that won the biggest trophy in club football, delivering goals and performances throughout the Champions League run. Him and Kvaratskhelia showed why they are the best wingers in the world in that historic game against Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-final. He has 33 goal contributions in 40 games for PSG, a World Cup hat-trick which he said wasn't his best performance, stating his game against Senegal was better because he was more effective, and from his heat map you can see he was everywhere, showing he runs a lot and plays for the team. Also, when you're watching him and he's on the ball, you just never know what he's going to do since he's so two-footed. Here's a famous quote from him. He says he's left-footed but takes penalties with his right as he shoots better with it. That is insane. And his dribbling is so entertaining, the shoulder drops, the fake shots, the feints, and especially those fake shots. You literally do not know which foot he's going to shoot with, so defenders fall for it all the time. Could he win back-to-back Ballon d'Ors like he did with Champions League, making history? But now we'll move on to the other World Cup winner in the top 5, Rodri. The only other player on this list to have already won the Ballon d'Or.
Rodri fully deserved that Ballon d'Or. A treble, what? Was it a treble? Was it in the same season? I don't remember. But the Euros, I mean, come on, man. Did you watch the Euros? There was no better player than Rodri. You can say Lamine. You can say both.
Claim is built around his influence as the controlling force in one of the best teams in world football, doing a domestic double with the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Along with the World Cup that we've already mentioned earlier on how it increases your chances to win the Ballon d'Or, his ability to dictate the tempo, control possession and provide defensive stability makes him arguably the most complete midfielder in the race. He's coming back with a torn ACL by the way, and he's instrumental to Manchester City's success and Spain's. His performances were brilliant. I think Rodri is one of the best modern day sixes that we've ever seen.
Facts. Absolutely.
I think what's holding him back is the fact that he didn't play enough, but when he did, he was unbelievable.
And they compare him to Busquets, and that comparison speaks for itself. I think it's a fair comparison. He does not have Xavi and Iniesta next to him, and Busquets had it in both teams that he played, his nation team and Barca.
His performances at the World Cup just solidified why he is a Ballon d'Or level player. There's players I haven't mentioned like Pedri, Messi, Rice, Jude, Elise, Diaz, Kvaratskhelia, Haaland, Vitinha, etc. All of them could have been a part of this conversation, but I just chose the 5 I think have the best chance.
It's insane how many players fell out of the top 10 and top 5 after the World Cup. It is incredible.
For me, it comes down to the 5 names I've mentioned, and which one wins depends entirely on what you value. If you value pure numbers, it's Kane. If you value showing up in the biggest moments for both club and country, it's Mbappe. If you value the narrative of a teenager delivering on the biggest stage in football, it's Yamal. If you value...
The only thing that stops Kvara from probably winning it is his low numbers throughout the entire season.
Winning the Champions League and a World Cup semi-final, it's Dembele. And if you value being the reason the best teams in the world actually function, it's Rodri. So who wins the Ballon d'Or? That depends on who you ask and what they value. You have to remember it's voted by journalists all around the world, so we'll never truly know. It's impossible to predict really, so we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Incredible video. Don't know who's gonna win it. Who do you think?